All right. So back to where we were because I lost the stream. Um, how listening creates influence and charisma. How do you feel if someone listens to you and then they take that information and apply it? That wasn't loud at all. Feels like you connect with that person, right? That they understand you, that they listen to your issues and problems, and does nothing for themselves, but want to create a better situation for you, but offer themselves to you in whatever way they can. It makes you think favorably to that person, essentially, right? So applying that in business and sales, you think that person is a people person, they have influence or charisma. Apparently people think of it that way. I can't draw that line because to me it just sounds empathetic, but that's a hard trait to master. And that creates, honestly, a wealth of a network. Being able to listen, not be talked at, not talked to, not talked below, just heard. How many people feel like they want to be heard? And their 9 to 5 jobs, when they're complaining about things and nothing ever changes, and you have to deal with whatever's going around you without complaining, that, again, I've mentioned that you're replaceable in their eyes. They make sure you feel that, which is the complete opposite of being heard. So wouldn't you want to go to a place where you are heard? Because we all want to be heard. That's why there's celebrities. That's why people are on social media. That's why people post everything online about their lives. That's why I'm here. You want to be heard. I'm providing this platform not for you to hear me, but I want you to come on and let me hear you. It's going to take some time to get there, but I wish I could do it simultaneously on Facebook because I know I'd be able to and share a link on Facebook. So let's post it. Come be heard. I like that. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna post it on my stuff. Interesting. I can post it on LinkedIn too, but I like. I'm making sure people are heard today. I can't type anything. Cool. Why not? Oh, now you want to. I'm just gonna copy what I wrote because I don't feel like rewriting it again. See if anyone pops in on my networks. Power. So there's only a way to get people to feel heard is by making sure that they know that you can hear them. So if I'm not telling people out there I'm listening, how do they know? People are afraid to bother people. And if you frame it in that manner, it's going to come up as a bother. Why would you put that into someone's head? But then again, it may not affect a person that's a good listener. So you don't know what a person perceives or knows or thinks. So number one, don't assume. Number two, you can ask. Or number three, you can just put it out there. Because we're all humans. We all make mistakes. We all have pressure and problems and happiness and sadness. With COVID, we've all been separated to deal with it on our own. And anyone will tell you it's not conducive. Teachers, counselors, mental health's a big issue because right now, because of all this loneliness, even in children, more so in children because they haven't been to school in person as much as they should have. And it's hard to talk about it. I feel like it's easier to talk about it with people you don't know versus people who do, because you feel less judgment from them, which is sad because the people who know you are going to care. And they're going to want to see you prosper and not ask for anything in return. They're not a paid psychiatrist. They're not going to ask you for $200 an hour. But you don't want to bring it to them because you're afraid what they'll think, and you don't want to burden them with your problems because they probably have their own. But think about your problems. How often are you thinking about them? Is it intermittently throughout the day? Is it 24/7? Think how that relates to other people. Do you think everyone has a problem at every second of every day? Because a lot of things go on. You eat. Are you sleeping? You bathe, you shower, you brush your teeth, play with your dog, go to the gym if you do that, you go for a walk, you go to work. When are those problems most apparent in your life? And are you working to fix that? Because if you're not, you're just living. You're just passing by. It's just going to get worse because you're not trying to make a change. You can't just expect it to go away, because that's not what's going to happen. If you throw some food on the floor, is it just going to disappear? No, it's going to rot. It's going to smell. Bugs are going to come. It's going to be disgusting. You have to clean up your own problems or ask for help to clean up your own problems if they're too big. I can't move a whole dumpster or car by myself if my car breaks down. But I know that if I were trapped on the side of the road, I have people I can call and ask for help. So you want to find those people that are listening to ask for help, to be able to help you with your baggage. And this went off track from business, but no problem, big or small, honestly, is impossible to bring to people. Because people understand we're all people. We need help. And if you're unable to ask for it, how can they know? But first, more than that, people who have problems probably aren't going to ask for it because they're just used to it. They've been dealing with it for so long. They think this is how life needs to go. Ask if they have problems. Ask what you can do for them. And you'll be surprised with the answer, I truly believe. You never know what people are dealing with. So ask what you can do for them. Which goes into a roundabout of, people asking me what they can do for me. I honestly don't know how to answer that question, but maybe something I say triggers something in their minds that, hey, I can do this for you. The more you talk with someone, the more comfortable you are with them, the more able that they're going to be able to pinpoint something they can help you out with. If I just said, met you, say, hey, how are you doing? Great. You hate your job? Yes. I don't know if you hate your job or not, but hey, come work for my company. It's not done there. You have to know what the company is and all that good stuff. But what's this gimmick getting this person in my face that I don't know that's just offering me a job? because they're not invested in you. You're not invested in them. You just met them. You have to get that rapport to figure out what that person wants to achieve. And let them know why this would be a good opportunity for them. You have to meet with them several times, probably. And get them to and show them, not just get them to understand, show them that you care. Because just meeting someone, I didn't believe it with this group, this company, Miliari Group, 110%. I didn't believe they cared about me. They acted like it. They put on the face. I've dealt with it with 4 other companies recently. But they proved it time and time again. And they put it out there immediately that, yeah, we care about you. Why? It's like I've asked, my parents even, why do you care about these trivial things in my life? It confounds us when people actually go above and beyond to help us. But that's just humanity. When someone's good, they care and they want to help. They'll do anything in their power, no matter how small, because it matters to you. And when they can find what matters to you, they're going to make sure that they do everything they can to help. And that's all through listening. Just by asking that vital question on how can I make your life better? I kind of want to ask every person I meet, how can I make your life better? I wonder what my answers would be. Some people will probably be shocked or weirded out. But I'm going to live by that today. I have to go to the grocery store. Kind of want to challenge myself to ask someone who's going to go to the grocery store to talk to people. I kind of want to know that. I really want to talk to people and ask that question that aren't expecting it. Because that's the whole thing. Which is funny because that's a question I did not like from these other companies because I don't know how to answer it. What if someone does? Maybe you do know the answer, you just haven't thought of it. But ask yourself, what's lacking in my life? Sure, you can come up with something. Usually revolves around money. Maybe it's, friends or a pet, time, relationship. But you think about it constantly. So what are you thinking about constantly that worries you, that you essentially need in your life, that you think you're missing? That's the vital question. What are you missing in life that long it's going to impact you severely? Support, health, love. It's the basic necessities of life. We all know it. We've all studied Maslow's hierarchy. But how often do we think about it and create a roadmap to getting it, figuring out how to do it, or better yet, incorporating other people to help us do that? I'm definitely doing that today. Because why are you afraid of no? People go around on all forms of social media and videotape them doing crazy things, and we think it's remarkable. They're just not afraid of being told no. It's a word. It doesn't have any power on it over you unless you let it. The more you hear it, the more desensitized you become to it. and it loses its power so that you think about it less and less, and you're able to just keep going and find those people who aren't going to say no without wasting time. Because the more you focus on that no, the worse off you are. Not everyone's going to say yes. We already know that. My parents made sure I knew that growing up. But you always ask, right? Because they're your parents. They don't mean any harm in it. Just that's how parents are. As a kid, you're always asking, can I? Where'd that word start holding such a higher power in your life that you were afraid of it? Kids aren't afraid of it. Why are you? You're 20, 30 years older than that kid. What happened along your life that you grew scared of a word? I think it's instilled in us, honestly, to be fearful of asking or doing or approaching that subject that people don't want to listen to. That's our culture. Not bother, not ask. But we're going stronger. I really do see that. People my age and even younger, they're standing up for what they believe in, fighting, and not backing down and not taking no for an answer. So we're getting somewhere. It's taking time. It always takes time. But we're losing that power to know. And we have to do it with the full force and full knowledge that we're doing that and focusing on that and keep pushing through and getting those no's, getting a challenge, accomplishing a challenge of getting those no's and moving on. So by the time you hear that 100th no and get that first yes, it'll shock you, sure, but it'll keep you going. It's so much better than all those no's that you start to overlook them. It's just a day of life. And that's literally all it is, but it took you 100 to get there, to figure that out. So we're all about shooting our shot right now. But it's amazing when we do. People put so much power in shooting a shot once. What if you shoot it 5 times, 20 times? You can get 5 or 20 yeses. Because the more you ask, the more possibility you have. Why aren't we publicizing that? Shooting your shot's great, and you do want it to be an amazing thing, but why not just congratulate yourself every time you do it? No matter the outcome, you move on and keep going. Shooting your shot is an amazing thing. Not everyone can do that. But you have to remember to reward yourself for it. And that's what'll keep you going. Not the no's, is rewarding yourself and remembering that feeling and keep going to pursue it more. So you deserve it and you want to keep that going. And when you do shoot that shot, don't approach it like you're afraid. Don't act like you're bothering someone. Just assume that they need it. Figure out why they need it and make sure you circle around to it. Ask those questions. How can I help you today? And create a plan to help them. I really want to find out what the answer to that question is. Not in a networking arena where people are looking for it, but people who aren't expecting it. I really want to know what they say and how I respond to it. So we don't talk to people anymore. I go into the grocery store with my headphones on. I was planning my shopping trip today. and was ready to make sure I had my headphones. That doesn't help it. It's not helping me shoot my shot. It's helping me stay where I am. And I've always believed this. If you're not growing, you're falling backwards because everything else is growing. Heck no, that oil is. So why aren't you growing alongside it? Because we're staying stagnant. You're just losing value, especially with not even insurance, but inflation. Huh. Look at that. I shot my shot with my whole group of friends and people are about it. You never know what people are dealing with. Just figure it out. You don't know. Approach them because they won't ask you. You have to ask. Honestly, that's the difference between selling and closing too. If you're just bringing what you have to the table without figuring out how it works for them and what they need, you're just selling. If you figure out what they need and adapt to that, you're closing it because you answered their problems, figured out what their issue is. And you solve their problem. What's the reason to not solving it? 1, 2, 3, done. Why don't they want to solve their problem today? They want it to get worse. No one wants anything to get worse. If you're sick, you want to get better. You take medication, right? Why not do the same in life? You fix your problems before they're large, they're a lot less costly and a lot less time consuming. People, I mean, they really purchase emotionally rather than rationally. They don't want to be sold. They want to buy an experience. That's why you go on cruises and go places and spend money because you have valued something that would make your life inherently better. They've thought about why they need this and why it would help them, not because they want to spend the money, but because this product speaks to them. So you have to figure out how to speak to that person and solve that problem and fit it within their life and fit it within their goals. Honestly, can't get over the fact that I just sit here and think about everything I'm going over and sit in silence. Silence is powerful. You don't have to fill everything with words. You can sit there, be quiet, let them think about it, give them time to process it because this is all new information and silence is golden. It gives you power. It shows that you're strong and you're not just concerned about what you want, but you're considering what they tell you and processing it and not trying to fill a gap with word garbage. No one wants to hear word garbage. And those people that don't stop talking, yeah, maybe they're uncomfortable. Maybe they don't know exactly what to say. But somewhere in there, they're talking about something that means something to them. And you have to find that gem and figure out what actually speaks to them and where it's going and how to help with that goal. It's not that hard to listen. Just have to shut up and pay attention. We're all obsessed with our phones and everything and technology. Just put your hands on your lap, make eye contact, because again, we're worried about making eye contact too and getting to know people and asking how are they. I'm going to make another challenge for myself. Ask 3 people a day, how are you doing? How many people ask you that actually mean it and follow up and want to know? Just randomly, My family doesn't reach out to me every day. My friends don't. Everyone has their lives. And when someone, I've said it plenty, people who have shown support for me and learning and bringing this information to them, that's more than how are you doing? That means they support me and want to see me succeed. So that's more than giving me money. I can't even tell them. And they don't believe me either, because I didn't believe it at first, that people will give me their time, their precious time, because that's all we have, to be able to talk to them and figure out how to help them. And they don't understand it. So I have to come across better at helping them understand it. They should know that I want to see the best for them, because they should know I love them. But not everyone's going to be in that exact stance with me. It's not going to always be friends that I know. But if you take the time to listen and figure out what's important to them, they're going to know that you care, because you're solving those problems for them. You're listening and figuring out what you can do for them. And not just for yourself, but figure out where to get them. And it's sad and hard for us to believe that people want to do that for each other. Not everyone does. That's true. But when you put that forth, that you do, people remember it. And I'm remembering it. I will remember it. So I need to put in that effort to know that people know I'm listening and find them, because social media is a whole giant maze that you have to figure out. So listening is powerful, instead of just saying things that you want to say and get your name across and stand out. Everyone wants to stand out, but people remember who helped them stand out. Because when people go to the Oscars and Emmys, they're not thanking themselves, except for Snoop Dogg. They're thanking the people who believed in them. So it's not just listening to people, it's believing in them. I want to believe in you. I hope you believe in me. We can work together, figure out how to do that together. So if you did watch this, thank you for believing in me. And let me know if you want me to believe in you. I want to. I feel like having a Bob Ross moment. But we all love Bob Ross because he made us feel good about ourselves. He's the one that solidified that making a mistake is human, and we can change that mistake into a happy little tree. Because happy mistakes can become purposeful. And they're meant to happen. So you just got to recognize them, move on, and say thank you. So I'll definitely say thank you for my happy little mistakes. And I hope for more.